Hi everyone, I hope you're doing very, very well. It has been a long, long time since we met because I think I uploaded a video almost a month ago. But happy to see you all back here. And today we have Mary Priyanka with us to talk more about the communities. And hi Priyanka, how are you doing?
Hi Harshita, thanks for inviting me. It's like I have never done this before. I usually host a lot of series like this, but sitting on the other side of the table, this is something that's for the first time that I'm doing, and I'm excited.
Great, great. So, like the podcast host is getting interviewed herself. So, that gonna be
Yeah.
interesting. Great. So it won't be any kind of interview or something. It would be just a discussion, a quality discussion around communities. Because on this channel, this is like called Startup Talks with Harshita. So I talk about aspects around startups, communities, and social media through which everything is going like at a rocket speed.
Right.
So yeah, that's the agenda. So no agenda for the session. We will be talking about what we have been doing for past 1 to 2 years and what our experience say about communities in general. So let's get this started, and I would love to request you to introduce yourself so that we can get started and our audience knows more about you.
All right. So I don't think I have a very fancy introduction about myself. Hi, guys. Again, this is Priyanka, and I am an accidental community manager like everyone outside there. So I haven't cautiously taken this decision to come into the community industry, but once I'm here, I enjoy my time spending here. Apart from that, I also love music a lot. I love growing plants, and yeah, I think that's pretty much about me.
Got it. So how did you got into communities? You use the word accidental. So what was your story behind getting into it?
Right. So my first job was like I used to work for a non-profit organization as a trainer, where I used to train the students from the underprivileged backgrounds in India to help them upskill and learn English, crack the interviews or resume building kind of thing. That's where I met Madhurima. She used to be my team lead. That's when I got an offer to jump into MyCaptain to start building a community there. That's when I understood the sense of what community is. We built a community from scratch there, and I think that's my first interaction with communities. And then I jumped on to C3U, Deepak. I met Deepak, and yeah, there's a lot of things happening. And yeah, that's how I began my community journey.
Right. So are you also the person who'd never heard about communities before actually getting into it?
Right. I am absolutely clueless when Madhurima reached out saying that, hey, there's an open role. Would you like to apply? I'm like, what am I supposed to do? You come, we'll figure out, is what she told. And I was like, okay, the role sounds interesting. The job description sounded a lot of fun to me. So I was like, I applied, I submitted all the tasks and all. And yeah, here I am today with lot of memories and lot of fun stories that keep adding every day into my community journey.
Understood. Totally can totally relate to that because I got into communities the similar way also. I was like actually doing this talk series for a brand, and then they approached me to manage communities, and then I said,
Right.
okay, what I am supposed to do now? So he said, you can continue with the series, but apart from that, you can manage the set number of people, and then obviously build your strong brand around them. So yeah, I think that's my accidental way of going into it. Okay, going forward with your thing. So you got into community. So starting with, how do you see community as a like a normal person, as a day to day person, not as a community manager? So how would you define that communities?
Honestly, I think all of us don't realize that we are a part of community, but at some point we are a part of group, right? So wherever I feel belonged, that's my community, be it at home, be it like an apartment, or be it like school, college, sports, wherever I am part of, wherever I belong, wherever I put my energy in, if I feel okay, these people are here to support me, I feel belong, and that's my simple definition of community.
Right. I understand. I think that actually sums up that it's a way of getting accepted by that set of people. It can be through your skills, it can be through the work that you do, or the hobby you have, or just your thought process as a whole. So I think in a community, if you are getting heard, if you are getting responded, if you're like, it's like very minute things, but I think for every person who is not familiar with it, it actually means a lot for them.
Right.
Okay, so as a brand, why are actually brand investing into communities nowadays? Firstly, and why people are getting attracted towards communities a lot more than they were in 2019 or 20?
Right. I think brands, I am actually happy finally they are realizing the importance of communities. I see brands are developing two different ways. One, brands are trying to build their own communities, bring in people, use their customers to turn into communities. The other end of it, the brands are trying to collaborate with the existing communities. I can quote an example here, like HRX did like a very good campaign by bringing their own consumers as the brand ambassadors for it. I really loved how that brand leveraged the power of community. So when you become the face of it, you'll understand how much the brand is valuing you as a customer. So that is one thing that I recently loved so much. Apart from that, there are so many other programs that are being run. If I have to quote a couple of more examples, Starbucks has its own NFTs now. So that somehow they are trying to inculcate and involve their customers into community. So why is it that people are bringing or making it like a big thing now? Is everyone needs or everyone wants to feel belonged. If the brand doesn't give their customer a value, or if they do not understand in the first place why are they using your product, or why are they buying only your product repeatedly, I don't think they can exist in the coming future. Because I think with Gen Zs and all of them coming up, for all the millennials it's different, but for Gen Zs it's like, oh, you have to value us, you have to give my own attention to me, otherwise I am gone. So with this kind of audience coming in, I think community is the only answer for every brand.
Right, because what happens is there is much more competition nowadays, and you can't just name one brand in one industry that is like ruling it. Although they are ruling it, but it's not like if they have to be there for next 10 years, next 15 years, they have to be at the top. They have to actually get into communities and understanding their customers at a deep level, because it's like anyone can come tomorrow as a startup and then get them over, because they have a power of strong community, even if they have small numbers, because I have seen this a lot, that numbers are actually mattering nowadays, but because of the quality of community people are having, or quality of people following you, that matters a lot nowadays. So yeah, I think that sums up that how and why brands are and should invest in communities. Talking about a normal person, in virtue of communities, so I like taking a very like base level example. I have seen a lots of WhatsApp groups coming out nowadays. Even WhatsApp launched the communities feature, and they are actually promoting that power of communities and subgroups inside it. So now I have seen every single person making their own community, and then like it's not like that they make the community and they just leave it. They are actually doing conversations around it. They are active in other communities as well. And if you ask the purpose, they don't have a purpose. They just want to like do it to actually make the people engaged. So I think at every basic level, people are making communities on like just to make them stand out of whole crowd, and at least get into that matter. Yes, I know some person. Yes, I know some people around me who are actually strong followers and around it. And even a lot of community meetups started happening. So that's an like online version converting to an offline community version. So what do you think, like just wrapping up the discussion around it, that what do you think the future of the communities would be in terms of brand awareness and as well as like on a individual level?
I think all of us, let it be a brand or in person, we need a couple of supporters around us forever. That is not going anywhere. So, only now that we call it a fancy word called community, but this existed from a very long time. And to make sure this is being more consistent, and the future is definitely going to be, you know, nobody is going to leave communities. They are definitely going to invest more in it, because the kind of returns that people are seeing, although it is going to be a little long term, the fruits that come out of it are something that you can't expect. They give you a really good result, and at the end of the day they give you a good feeling inside, rather than just returns on your investment or something. I feel good when you go back to sleep. That's what community, and that's the power of community according to me. So yeah, there's no way we are losing on communities. Communities is going to be a win-win for every brand, and also on a personal level it's going to be something that people will enjoy to celebrate.
Got it. And it would be more on like a personal level, that you are actually having conversations out of your product and industry.
Correct.
You are having conversations on your customers level, that what problems are they into, how they can get solved, even apart from like not just solving their product or service. It's like solving their customers problem is the main key thing. To wrap up with our discussion, would you like to sum up our discussion in just 3 points, Priyanka?
Right. First thing, all of us have to be a part of community, be it your own interest or be it a brand, because everyone is at the end of the day looking to be a part of some group. Communities are not going anywhere, so let's try and be part of communities and engage with more people. And I think that's the most value adding thing when you're a part of community. Second thing, brands are definitely going to value you as their customer or value you as their end user. So you get to directly interact with them, and they're going to maintain that authenticity for you. So it's definitely important that you are a part of community. And the third thing is, you can find these communities everywhere. I think, be it a small WhatsApp group on Instagram follower or something like C3, where we are a community of community builders, you can join us and you can find more communities around and start following them, start understanding the art of community. And at the end of the day, as a user or as a community member, you will definitely find a lot of value. So yeah, I think that's the 3 points, Harshita.
Great. Thank you so much, Priyanka, for having this discussion with me. I truly loved how we discussed just about communities and nothing else in this video. And yeah, that's all from our side as well. Thank you for watching us, everyone. And we will be back again. Hopefully, we will be back again with another person in Startup Talks with Harshita soon. Thank you and bye-bye.